confetti. We're going to do a confetti soap, or like my son calls it, Fun-fetti. So what this is here is a shredded up soap. One thing I have an abundance of through this learning process of making cold processed soap is soap. I got tons of it. Whether the design didn't turn out or the fragrance or color didn't turn out, I got a lot of that. Let's get started. All right, I have my liquid oils and I separate that from my butters. And so with the liquid oils, I have olive oil, almond oil, and castor oil. And with the butters, I use coconut oil, cocoa butter, and shea butter. Now to go melt this in the microwave. While the butters are melting, I'm going to go ahead and get out the frozen goat's milk and get that measured. Even though I did pre-measure it yesterday before I put it in the freezer, we're just going to go ahead and measure it again, make sure everything is accurate. I quickly realized that I screwed up when I began to try to get this frozen milk out of the bag. I was in a hurry yesterday and I didn't have enough ice trays, so I just poured it in Ziploc bags. And oh my God, let me tell you, this was a nightmare. I did not think that it was going to work, but with a little bit of effort, I was able to get it in there. Ooh, that is frozen good in there. Okay, as you can tell, this is taking way too long, so let's just power through this. Okay, I managed to get all the milk to fit in there, and I got my butters melting, so now I'm going to weigh out the lye. Lye is highly corrosive, so you want to be sure that you are wearing a long sleeve shirt, gloves, a mask, and eyewear. But as long as you're wearing all the appropriate gear, you should be just fine handling lye. It can be a little intimidating at first. I know it was for me when I first started. But you know, if you want to make soap, you gotta have lye. That's just how it is. All right, now it's time to mix the lye into the frozen goat's milk. Now don't do what I did and be lazy and freeze the milk the way that I did, because it is just not working. Ice cube trays, that's the way to go. Okay, I got my butters all melted, so I'm going to add that to the liquid oils. The milk is melting nicely, so I'm going to add the rest of the lye. So now I will add the titanium dioxide that I mixed up earlier with a little bit of olive oil, and I will add that to the oils. Now just add the last bit of lye to the milk. So now I'll add the sodium lactate. I do 1 teaspoon per pound of oils, and this is a 9-pound batch, so 9 teaspoons of sodium lactate. When using milk in place of water, I highly recommend using a strainer just because you cannot see if there's any lye left behind that wasn't dissolved. Alright, so once you have your lye mixture mixed in with your oils, give your blender a good tap on the bottom to get the bubbles out and just start blending to a light trace. Okay, so now I've reached light trace, so now I'm going to add my fragrances. And I'm telling you, this batch is pretty much a hodgepodge. That's what I should call it. Hodgepodge of confetti soap and now a hodgepodge of fragrances and essential oils. Most of my stuff is down at the bottom and needs to replenish soon, so we're just going to mix together to make a nice floral yet warm fragrance. So what I added is some green tea, some grapefruit, and a hint of lavender and some geranium and just a hint of cinnamon amber. And I'm telling you, that sounds like a lot, but it smelled amazing. Okay, at this point is when my panic starts to set in. I've been doing this 4 years and it doesn't matter. Every time I do it, I feel like a newbie. I think making soap is a lifelong lesson. It's something that takes a lifetime to learn how to do. So the technique I want to do is like a marble effect, do swirls. So I'm doing 2 different colors. We're going to do a dark blue and then a lighter blue and white. So the blue that I'm using is a cobalt blue pigment color. At this point, not only has panic set in, but I am a little nervous because this is the first time I have ever made a batch this big. So it's really pushing my boundaries to see how much of this soap batter I can handle. One major thing that I do struggle with when I get to this point is to slow down when I start pouring. I feel like that it's going to set up on me really fast, and then it's not going to be fluid enough for me to get the design I want. So I start rushing, and I'm always happy with the results. Sometimes it comes out the way I want to, and sometimes it doesn't, but those are happy little accidents. But that's definitely one thing that I struggle with, is slowing down during the pour, because this is the crucial part. This is what's going to make or break your design. So it didn't take long to realize that I don't have enough confetti. The idea was to really pack that confetti in there because I wanted it bright and colorful and fun. But yeah, I definitely did not have enough. So, once again, we're gonna wing it as we go. So at this point, this is where the panic settles and the excitement begins, because now I'm doing all the finishing touches on top, adding the little curly cues and confetti, and I'm really seeing the design come together. And oh my God, am I just so excited. This is beautiful. I wasn't sure what to expect because I've never done this before. So I wasn't sure how it was going to look, but it has come together so nice and I absolutely love it. Now the hard part is going to be waiting at least 24 hours to cut into this beauty. Now once I finish the final touches on this, I will wrap them in towels and I will put them in an ice chest and let them gel. Okay, so it's been 24 hours and it's ready to be unmolded. When I walked in my office this morning, it smelled amazing in here. It smelled like refreshing green tea, so I know this soap is going to smell delicious. As I began to peel off the parchment paper, I quickly realized that I don't think I'm ever going to use parchment paper again. These molds are new and I usually use silicone molds, but I may just have to go back to using that. I cannot figure out the parchment paper. The last batch I did, I used butcher paper and it did much better, but I'm still not getting a smooth, clean look. So my goal with this design was to get speckles of confetti all throughout the bar, and as you can tell, you can't even see the confetti. And I knew once I started adding the shredded soap in that I did not have enough. So I definitely know now what I did wrong with this, and I know what to do next time. But the swirl turned out nice. I like the colors. The blue's really pretty, but it's definitely not the look I was going for. Though I may not have been happy with the design, I think the top turned out so cute. I love all the little swirls and all the textures and colors of the confetti. If you like this video, hit the like button and let me know. If you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments, because I am definitely still through the learning process, so I can take all the constructive criticism you have to offer. Until next time, happy soaping.